Hi, I'm Cheryl Turnois, and this is the Thinking Woman's Mint podcast. Welcome back. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping in, listening to today's episode. Today's guest, it's interesting for me because when interviewing my guests, I normally use words like I'm privileged and honored. But today, the word to describe my mood is giddy, overjoyed, because the guest I interview on today is a childhood friend and brother in Greek life. We are members of the blue and white family. He's a Sigma, me Zeta, and so he, who is fondly known as SMITTY, today we're going to refer to him as Coach SMITTY. He is father of two, a loving husband to Robin. They just recently celebrated an anniversary. What number that is, he'll have to tell us. He's a businessman, a coach slash trainer, a agile coach slash trainer with the world's largest consulting company. I haven't seen you in years, and yet I know you very well. And I'm so glad that at your core, you have not changed. So just right off the bat, it was just necessary for me to ask you, the man, you the coach, where do the two intersect?
Great question. I think growing up in Maple Park and in Chicago, going to Finger, going away to college, and then getting into corporate America as a banker, that developed this man to what he is now. Going through that transition from student athlete to corporate America, I had many mentors. Some that may be on this call now, some that I recently just saw again. I mean, this is 40 years ago. They helped develop me into the man that I am. Now, the coaching part came along the way. I think the coaching part came from sports. One. Two is, I was always the type of manager, especially in banking, that folks can come to me, right, and talk to me.
Yeah.
What's going on? Even if I had to document I explained why I did it. They trusted me. Then I got into teaching, on the adjunct level, assistant professor at a local junior college here in Richmond for 14 years. And again, I was a person that students wanted to stay after class and chat. I was making myself open, and coaching started. Then I got to coaching in the gym, because I'm a gym rat. I was a personal trainer. Again, coaching, right? Helping people get fit, helping people stay fit. Then when I got out of banking and I started as a contractor, not a consultant, a contractor for different clients, Cap One, other banks, things of that nature. This learning Agile from the beginning, starting off at the lower levels of the Agile framework as the Agile Scrum Master, things of that nature. Maybe you guys may not know what that is, but I can explain what that is later. And then I turned into an Agile coach. So coaching was in my life throughout my transition from a young man to a man.
Would you define agile in business for us?
Sure. Agile is a project management framework, not a methodology. If you think about project management, that's creating whatever project. The old school project management that we call waterfall is where you have requirements, you explain the project, then you design spaces, then you develop and test it, right? Then you release it to the client. That would take a year or two. My experience, and I've been out in the workforce 45 years, is by the time the project is almost over, it's canceled because it's run out of money or something's going on. The stakeholders, the folks that have this vision of this project, they may have weekly meetings, status meetings, monthly meetings, things like that. They're really not in the trenches. Agile takes a different approach. Agile does stuff in chunks. We call them sprints. Agile is being able to pivot quickly. Agile is used when we don't really have clear requirements. So in 3-week sprints, we build something. Let's say the tires on the car. Now the unique thing about Agile is that the stakeholders, which is one person that represents all the stakeholders, sort of product manager, right, is they interact with the teams every day, doing daily standards. So they're talking with the teams. At the end of a 3-week sprint, we do a demo. Is this what you want, client? Yeah, but can you change this widget here to yellow or red? Sure we can. So it's constant communication and collaboration with these teams going throughout the project where the client sees what we're making as we're doing it. And then at the end of every release, we release something. Here's the chassis. Here's the car. What do you want on the inside? What are the features you want on the inside? You want an old school Pioneer radio with big speakers? We can do that. So that's what Agile is.
I like what you just said because it challenged my mindset. You know, most of the time you think people who can pivot fast, you would think, okay, companies today, they want young people because they can pivot faster than, you know, the person that's older because they got a fixed, you know, mindset, you know, things of that nature. But to pivot quickly in business, that's a challenge, and that expands my thinking about it. So I love that you said that, and I'm going to revisit that because just to pivot means everything, you know, it really does. And it has a lot to do with, when you said that, some questions that I'm got later on in here. So listening audience, that's something I'm going to ask you to ask yourself. Are you somebody who can pivot quickly? You know, see, he is a coach in business, but these things that he will talk to us today, you can use it in your personal life. I mean, it works across the board, you know, in marriage, anything. When you're dealing with people and circumstances, can you pivot quickly? So I love that. Thanks, Smitty. Okay, next. Go ahead.
You made me think of one very important piece.
Yeah.
Part of Agile, when you said part of life, part of Agile is a learning cycle called plan, do, check, adjust. Meaning we plan, we do it, we check it during demos, and we adjust. Agile allows you to make mistakes without being corrected. Back in the day, if you made a mistake at work, you're like, oh God, I'm fired. Now, what Agile expects, though, is what did you learn from it? You can take that